It's a miracle. It's a theater company totally conceived in chaos, and out of it has come a really miraculous meeting of intergenerational folks aged like 5 to about 75. It's a group of people who love theater, adults who love to teach theater to kids, and everybody just has a great time doing it.
The whole thing was her idea. From the get-go, the idea was that we had to get kids involved in it. It was a cross-generational thing. The more parents that are on stage or somehow involved with their kids, the better. And she's right.
My daughter and Katie Robb came and asked if they could do theater since we had the stage. We had been given the stage in '81, and that's when it became Miller Performing Arts Center. We got a crew in that summer with sledgehammers, and Mike McMullen with his bridge building expertise, and built the stage and moved everything in barely in time for opening night of Music Man in 1982, I guess it was 82. I want to say 1992 was the first production we did as Musique Masque, and that was Lil Abner. We chose that because we figured you can't do a whole lot to hurt Lil Abner. We had no idea what we were doing because John said he would do the music if I would find a director and if I would take care of everything else. And so we talked to the teens, and that was great. They wanted to do theater. Well, then the word got out, and adults said, well, we want to do it too. So we put a note in the messenger and said, okay, anybody who wants to do this, show up. So we had adults, we had teens, and we had a few small children. And it was one of those magic things that just sort of, oh my goodness, we can do this. Early on, we decided that anybody who wanted to do theater could do theater. It's a lot of people, but you don't feel like it's totally a disaster.
As long as there's a square inch left on the stage, well, we'll still let anybody who wants to be in the company be in the company.
We take anybody in the church, in the community. People hear about us mostly through kids, the teens and the younger kids. Have friends, they see what they're doing, they want to do it too. The parents call and say, is it true that I don't have to be a member of your church to do this? And it's always, sure, just come. It's given a really nice feel to this group. And some of those people end up coming to the church. Some of them drop into different programs here at the church. But it's been a real plus to expand into the community and do that.
Yeah, obviously it all starts with Jean. She's always got the idea as to, okay, this is the show that would work this year because these are the kids who are this year's upperclassmen, and therefore it's their turn. We've got to get them a part that's going to get them their moment of the spotlight before they move on to college. Or this is the year that she can see, I can't see anything, that she can see that we've got this raft of really good middle school kids, so therefore this show works because there's a big chorus number for that age group.
Our kids know that if they put in their time, do a good job, work really hard, that their chance of having a good role, maybe not a leading role, but a good role, are pretty good if they want one.
It's why our cast lists vary from year to year, is because she always knows whose turn it is.
We don't always pay attention to who has the most talent, which is not usually the best way to cast a musical. We would never ask a kid to do something that we don't think they're capable of doing. We pretty much know their vocal abilities, and then there's that other ability to get out of yourself and be somebody else on stage that you never know until they actually try. But we've had kids that are right on the edge, but would never be chosen to do this in any other program because high schools technically go for the best talent. And we understand that side of it too, but we wanted a program where the kids felt safe to experiment, to be who they are. And I've never yet had a kid who took a role and didn't come through with flying colors, because bottom line is they don't want to fail either. And it's just so great to see that.
Why are you so rude?
It's what it does for our kids. Our parents come back all the time and tell us that it makes our kids able to stand up in front of a class and do a book report. I mean, real life values. I mean, things that they can carry with them forever. What we see happening to our kids is just unbelievable. And another piece of it, I don't know if you've ever spent a lot of time backstage. So often I walk through there and I'll see the groups of teens doing their homework together. I'll see adults helping teens with their math problems. I see little kids sitting on adults' laps being read to. I see the teens helping the little ones. There's something very magical about that interaction backstage that I don't see it anywhere else, in anything else I do. It's true community building. I find that every summer it's a different community, and I know there are years when I think, oh dear, these people aren't going to be here, so it's not going to be as good, and it's always better in a different way.
We are truly a family. I mean, any production company ends up spending so much time together, literally living together so many hours, that they do support each other. They do get to know each other on a very intimate level. But I don't know of any other situations where Dad and his daughter are in the same dance number on stage, where Mom coordinating the parent volunteers while her daughter's in the chorus, or while Dad is helping spin the stage backstage because the rest of his family's on stage. It really is a family affair.
If we can just get them through the rehearsal stuff, because that's deadly. I mean, that's hard for kids.
Right arm. No, oh, right arm. Switch. Switch. Boom, boom. And switch. Stand up.
There's such a payoff at the end when you're standing up on stage and the lights are on and the audience is out there so excited. And there's a huge payoff for kids in that, I think. We have a very long history of things happening during our shows that are just devastating. Gil Horn died while the kids were doing Godspell. And I can remember the first rehearsal, we all sat here and just wept. But then we got to thinking about Gil floating around. But 9/11 was one of those. We came back the next night to do a dress rehearsal, and the adults were saying, how can we do this? And the kids were just sort of uneasy. I don't think they had a real sense of what was, most of them didn't have a true sense, but the more we thought about it, the more we realized that the only way to counteract things like this is to keep going. Yeah, this group was able to laugh together, to cry together, to support each other. I know so many times when there were really ugly things going on in people's lives during showtime, and maybe people didn't know it, but it was important for us to be a family. It's who we are. It's a great program. I love it.
A solid girl like me, she's a frothy little bubble.
The whole program it has such a following, not only in our actors, but the congregation loves what they see on our stage because of the people that are involved. It's just a huge piece of this church right now.